Hello there people, this is Ryan here.
And this is other Ryan here.
And today we have a brand new video for you, and what we're going to be discussing is a couple new theories, in particular towards two images within the first 10 seconds of the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 teaser trailer. Now, the first image in question is going to feature what we speculate to possibly be the first image of the purple guy. There are various different purple guys speculated, so we will talk more in depth about that as the video progresses. And what will be the second image?
The second image is what we believe to be Bonnie in a empty suit, but more on that in a bit.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to jump straight into this one. Firstly, what we have here is a undistorted image of what is on the wall. And what we can see, of course, is Chica in the background, followed by a child on the left, and an interesting character on the right. So firstly, we're going to enable a little resolution boost, which I've done, which will be an outline. So here's before, and this is with the outline. Just so you can see a bit more detail, of course, I'll disable that a few times, just so you can understand where I've placed the lines and why. And also some colour, just to bring light to everything just a bit more. Alright, so with that enabled, the first thing we should be talking about really is the facial details, and in particular, if we look at the way the child has been drawn on this particular image, the face is very plain and it almost seems, it's very minimalistic. When you compare to this guy on the right, we can see he actually has much more facial detail. He's got teeth, he's also got a nose, and for me, this kind of sparks a more mature man, more mature male to be precise. So this is definitely some kind of person in human form.
Yeah, definitely. And as we can see, I mean, he is like twice the size of the character on the left, which obviously means he's an adult. So which obviously which suggests that the animatronics are actually really tall as well. Yeah,
and I think the fact that this guy is he's definitely drawn with intent to be much taller than the child on the left. It's purposeful. It's not just been done for a reason. This has been thought about and done.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, and now to understand this a bit further and why we are speculating this to be some kind of staff member, we're going to go back to Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in Night 6. So in the introduction, we hear a call about a guy having to stay close to the animatronics in regards to a party theme.
We have one more event scheduled for tomorrow, a birthday. You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics and make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay?
It's first worth going back and looking at the Chica image. We know this is Toy Chica because of the pink cheeks. That's the distinctive image. We know this image is a representation from something in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And with all information we gathered from that phone call, can we connect these two together?
Well, possibly. I mean, he says to keep close to the animatronics, and as we can see from the image itself, he looks like he's holding up a phone as if he's keeping tabs on the animatronics, letting someone know about what's happening and what's going on in case something happens.
Yeah, exactly. So could this guy be Jeremy Fitzgerald? It's a possibility. He is actually wearing what looks to be a uniform. As you can see, the t-shirt is purple, followed by some kind of cap or hat. So that's what leads me to believe he's definitely some in connection with the company, because we know the company to wear purple uniforms. Purple guy, all of the death minigames especially stress that. So that's where we are getting this information from. A final point to make as well, what makes this image quite interesting, is a very small detail. He's also drawn from the same perspective that the purple guy is, especially when he stops you in the minigame when you're following Marionette in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So I believe this image to definitely be in direct correlation to something from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And yeah, I think this is the final conclusion of this image. Of course, let us know. Just simply put image 1 and then let us know your thoughts on what this image may possess. It'll be very interesting to hear you guys and what your opinion is on this, because of course this is all speculation. So the more comments we hear from you guys, the more intel we can get on this, I suppose. We can merge theories together to make a finalised one. So on that note, we'll go straight on to image 2. Okay, so now we're here on image 2. This is once again an undistorted image, so we can see the paper as flat as the drawing was actually initially done. So what we can see is just some basic details here. We have Bonnie, of course, on the right hand side, giving what appears to be a cake to a very happy child. What I'm going to do here is just enable the outline once again, so you guys can see this much clearer, because of course this is a little distorted. So here's the outline. There we go. We can definitely see some shape to Bonnie with disabled as well. I'll just do this a couple of times so you guys can definitely take into account why I've drawn things. Okay, and now we're going to also enable the color scheme so it becomes more flatter. So there we go. So that's with the color scheme. And on that note, I'm going to pass it over and let Ryan talk about this one.
Okay, so what we can see here is what appears to be Bonnie handing a child, well, not handing a child, but giving a child a cake. Almost like the ones we see in the death mini games, give cakes to the kids, where Freddy Fazbear gives cakes to the kids, where the purple guy goes out and kills the child outside.
Yeah.
But the thing that's very peculiar about this image is that it does not look like an animatronic. From the creases and dents we see in the picture, it almost looks like folds of clothes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Almost like he's grabbed into, got into a costume or something like that.
Yeah. Absolutely. As well, another point on this one, which is very interesting, is we know the animatronics have distinctive joints. They're modelled out of separate bits of presumably metal, is what they're built out of. This one appears very flat, almost as if it's one whole costume.
Yeah.
And there's no separations between anything. There's clear creases. The face appears much different from the other ones as well. It just seems to all in all represent possibly before the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 establishment. Do you think we could be looking right here at Fredbear's Diner, one of the characters?
Yeah, this looks like the animatronic in actual Five Nights at Freddy's 3 that we're seeing, but a lot more newer and fresher, obviously.
Yeah.
We can see the ears, the way his ears are very similar to the ears of the new animatronic, and also the eyes. In some of the images on the Steam, Five Nights at Freddy's Steam page, there's an image where we can see the new animatronic poking its head around a doorway. It's got black sockets for eyes with little white distinctive dots for pupils, and that's exactly what this image has here.
Which is very, very interesting, in fact. I'm actually going to disable the outline just to show you guys. Definitely this thing has white pupils, so you can see those right there. And with notice to this, we can actually think back to the other games also. On Night 4 in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, some of the characters, when they get possessed, they have clear white pupils. And in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, do some of the characters have this too? I believe Foxy does, definitely.
Yes, I think Foxy does.
Foxy definitely does. And especially the newest animatronic in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 bears this feature as a distinctive remark. And we know this to be distinctive because as the end shot unfolds, the camera pans straight into the eyes of the animatronic. This is done for total meaning. This is not just a way to end a shot. And as a final thing to conclude this image here, what we have to regard is when this image is set. As we've said before, this is possibly in Fredbear's Diner, which we now know to be before Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and 2. Throughout the persistence of the teaser trailer, we get remarks to a character known as He. Now, who is He? And it also tells us that he's still here. If he's still here, and this character right here possesses the same glowing eyes in ironically the same looking animatronic suit, there's definitely a connection here. There's an underlying connection that we're going to figure out. It's going to come to light, and everyone is going to make this amazing connection all at once.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait for it, in honesty.
Scott knows what he's doing right here, guys. We have to understand this. He isn't. We know this well and truly by now. He is not just doing this for no reason. Everything possesses meaning. It's how you perceive it, which makes the ultimate message.
Definitely. So if you enjoyed this content, guys, be sure to like the video and share it around. Let us know your theories, and if you want more upcoming content like this, be sure to subscribe, as we will have plenty more coming up.
Absolutely. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and take care.
Goodbye.
Thank you for watching our latest video.
If you enjoyed the content, be sure to show your appreciation by liking the video.
To stay up to date with all upcoming content, be sure to subscribe